Oh boy, you guys are lucky. We get to do chapter 20, water pollution. Start with the first section here. So, causes and effects of water pollution. So, what's water pollution? Here's your definition. So, water pollution entails lots of things. A lot of times people just think about just chemicals. And water pollution is bigger than that. So, it can be a chemical, it can be anything biological, bacteria, viruses, things like that, or physical changes to the water. A good common example is temperature. That is called thermal pollution, and so you can change the temperature and it also affects it. So any of those things that can be harmful to living organisms or make the water unsuitable for use, those are what make water pollution water pollution. And so along with that is water quality. So it's kind of basically the makeup, physical and chemical makeup of the water, and is it suitable for its intended purpose. If it's drinking water, is it pure, good quality water? Is that possible? Is the water used for washing your car or watering your lawn? If it's doing that, then it needs to be of a different quality. So water quality is how much chemical and physical makeup is there along with the water. And then when we talk about polluting of water, polluting can come in two forms, which we talked about at the beginning of the year: point source and non-point source. Point source is when the pollution is coming from a specific location, a single point. So a drain pipe, a certain ditch, a sewer line, spills, are all examples of point sources. These are, of the two, and sometimes they get the headlines, but in reality, they're fairly easy to identify, monitor, and regulate. So they're easy to get our heads around, point source ones for the most part. Non-point source, on the other hand, they can't be traced for a single source or location. So they can come from lots of different places, like atmospheric deposition, which means when it rains, the pollution falls. Runoff from agriculture and industry or residential lands. It's coming from all different places. It comes into the sewer drains. When it's doing that kind of stuff, it's really hard to monitor. It's hard to see how much it is affecting it, all the issues that come along with it. So non-point's scary, and we're actually probably have quite a bit more pollution through non-point than we do through point. Here are the major polluters of water. Ag, of course, always seems to get the brunt of the blame for things. Agricultural activities is the leading cause of water pollution, and so it does that for a variety of reasons. Fertilizers, you're eroding the land, so you're getting sediment and stuff like that. You got pesticides, bacteria from livestock, salt from irrigation. All of those different things can lead to water pollution. Next is industry. Industry gets the second brunt of the blame, and so they can release any one of a variety of different chemicals into the water systems. And then surface mining is the third worst one, and so when you disrupt that surface, you allow a lot of sediment to flow, and then you can also release toxic chemicals like this picture here illustrates. Acid pool. Okay? And so what are the major water pollutants out there? Well, here they are. So the first one is bacterial and viral. It's biological. Next is oxygen demanding wastes. Like this could be like animal waste, things like that. Plant debris, things that take oxygen to rot them away. Plant nutrients like fertilizers and stuff. Nitrates and phosphates, things of that nature are in there. Organic chemicals. Oil, gasoline, plastics, pesticides, solvents. Inorganics. Mostly acids, bases, salts, things like that. So chemical compounds. Sediments. Sometimes people don't think of this as pollution, but soil and silt dirtying up the water is a type of pollution. Nice. Heavy metals. These are less common, but they still happen. Lead, mercury, arsenic, things like that. And then the last one, the one that people don't think about, is when we release heat or change the temperature of the water. Thermal pollution. And so we monitor each and every one of those, and so here are some of the ways that we monitor or test water for its quality. Measure its temperature, check its pH, dissolved oxygen content, total dissolved solids, flow rate, phosphates, nitrates, chlorides, color and turbidity. We look for biologicals, chloroform bacteria, for instance, involving digestive systems. So it's an indication that fecal matter could be present, like E. coli is an indicator of that. And we can assess the biologicals of the water. So we can find invertebrate species and the type of creatures that are living there in the water, and they can be an indication of the health of the stream. So all of these are good ways to test the water. That's it for the first section.